More than 200,000 women are now on active military duty. And U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter announced last year that military women may now serve in all combat roles. Some 150 servicewomen have been killed on active duty in the conflict since 2001, mainly by improvised explosive devices or in plane crashes. Now top military commanders are pushing for all eligible women 18 to 25 to register for the draft. Ruth Ben-Ghiat teaches military history at New York University.
I think it reflected in part where we're going in society today with the full integration gender-wise of the armed forces. I also think it's part of bridging the gaps between military and civilian. So for women, you want equal rights, you now will have equal duties. And if you fail to register for selective service, you would pay the penalty.
But first, the draft bill must get through Congress. Most of this year's political candidates say they are not against it, except for Republican presidential hopeful Ted Cruz.
But the idea that the federal government would forcibly conscript our daughters and put them in a combat role, put them in a foxhole fighting a jihadist, a 220-pound psychopath trying to kill them in a foxhole, is nuts.
Young women activists are part of the push for draft registration. College student Elizabeth Kyle LaBell filed a class action discrimination lawsuit in 2013 against the Selective Service System. She spoke to VOA via Skype.
If it's immoral for women to fight like men do, then men shouldn't be fighting either, and we should have no military. Because women can do everything that men can do.
This is the most famous military recruiting station in America, Times Square, New York City. Most of the volunteers are walk-ins, and many of those are women.
Over 130 different career fields that you could get into.
These three are about to go on active duty.
I think that if women have fought before in order for us to join the military, I think that if we were to have to join a draft and stuff, that we should be able to we should be ready to serve our country.
I think it's a great idea. I think that women have just as equal power mentally and physical strength to help fight for this country.
I'm kind of against it. I do believe that, women and men should have the same equal opportunities, but I believe that it should not be a requirement for women.
Polls have yet to survey the reaction of women to signing up. Now, the National Organization for Women told VOA that in 1980 it was opposed to the draft, but said that if there's a draft, it supports including women on the same basis as men. Bernard Shusman, VOA News, New York.